Imagine an ancient story, something passed down through centuries. That holds wisdom not just about, say, guarding your home from robbers, but about protecting something much more personal, something, well, inside you.
And then that's exactly what we're diving into today. We're looking at excerpts from a really remarkable ancient Buddhist commentary. It's called the Dhammapada Hakatha,
Okay.
and specifically a section known as the Story of the Visiting Monks.
Right. So picture this. A group of monks, they decide to spend their rainy season, retreat the Vasa, in what sounds like a pretty peaceful border town.
Yeah, sounds ideal.
Like the perfect place for quiet contemplation. But as the source material shows us, things didn't exactly stay peaceful for long.
Not at all. Our mission here in this deep dive is really to understand the challenges these monks faced, and then to unpack the powerful, kind of timeless teaching the Buddha gave them.
Then get at what it means to guard yourself inside and out, as the source says.
Precisely. And also, what is the specific, crucial moment that we're warned not to let slip away? That's key.
Okay, let's set the scene then. We have these visiting monks. They arrive at this border town, this Bhakanta Nagra, I think the term is.
That's it, yeah.
And the sources say the first month was actually quite comfortable for them. Peace and quiet, just what they wanted.
Yes, initially they were able to live pretty comfortably, but then, right in the middle of their retreat, unexpected trouble hit.
And this trouble wasn't internal strife or anything like that, not yet.
No, this was very external. Robbers attacked the nearby village.
The one they relied on for alms.
Exactly. And the source makes it clear they didn't just steal things, they actually took people captive.
Wow. Okay, so that really escalated fast. The outside world just finally crashed into this quiet scene.
It really did.
So how did the people in the border town react? I mean, this threat is right on their doorstep now.
Well, naturally, they got incredibly busy. The townsfolk basically dropped everything else and started fortifying their own defenses.
Strengthening the town itself.
Yeah, building it up, making it secure against these robbers.
And I can immediately see how that would affect the monks. I mean, if the townspeople are all focused on building walls and, manning the gates,
right,
they wouldn't have the time or the opportunity, really, to keep supporting the monks like they did at the start.
Exactly that. Their whole focus shifted to, self-preservation, securing their physical space.
Okay.
And this meant they just couldn't properly attend to the monks' needs anymore, which made the rest of the monks' rainy season retreat pretty uncomfortable.
Yeah, definitely not the peaceful Vasa they were hoping for. So after this difficult 3 months, they finish up the retreat. And they traveled to Savatthi to see the Buddha.
Yes, they went to Jetavana, paid their respects, sat down. And the Buddha, knowing they'd just finished their retreat, he asked them how it went. Basically, did you stay comfortably?
And I assume they told him the whole story. The good start, the robbers, the town getting fortified.
Yeah.
And how that made their stay difficult because everyone was too busy.
They laid it all out for him. And the Buddha's response, it's interesting. He basically told them, don't worry too much about it.
Really?
Yeah. He pointed out that, comfortable living conditions aren't always easy to come by. It's actually difficult to find comfort all the time.
Which is just a practical point, isn't it? About how unpredictable the world can be.
True. But then he used their very real external struggle as a pivot point. He pivoted to a much deeper internal teaching.
Right. And this is where it gets really powerful.
This is where it gets powerful. He told them that a monastic, any practitioner really, should guard themselves in the very same way that those townspeople guarded their town.
Guard yourself like a border town getting ready for an attack. Wow, that's quite an image.
It is.
And to really make the point stick, the sources say he gave them a specific verse.
Yes, he delivered this core instruction in verse form. It goes, "Just as a border town, guarded inside and out, so guard yourself. Let not the moment pass you by. For those who have missed the moment grieve, consigned to hell."
Okay, guarded inside and out. That's the heart of the analogy.
Yeah.
How did the commentary break that down? What did guarding the town inside and out actually involve for the townspeople?
Right, so the commentary clarifies this. For the town, guarding inside and out meant strengthening all their defenses. Not just the obvious external things like, strong gates, high walls, deep moats, but also internal features, things like watchtowers placed strategically. And yeah, those moats too, they helped monitor both what's coming from outside and any potential issues inside.
So it was comprehensive, not just the outer perimeter, but the whole structure.
Exactly. They were securing the whole thing inside and out.
Okay, that makes sense for a physical town. So how does that translate to guarding yourself inside and out? If it's not walls and towers, what is it?
And this is the really profound shift, right? Guarding yourself in this teaching means establishing and maintaining mindfulness.
Mindfulness.
Yeah, think of it like positioning your awareness strategically. Mindfulness is the guard.
Mindfulness is the guard. Okay, the guard of what?
It means essentially closing your internal doors. The commentary identifies these as your sixth sense faculties.
Eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body, mind.
That's them. And mindfulness acts like the gatekeeper, the sentry at these six doors.
Got it. So mindfulness is the guard at the gate. What's trying to get in? What's the danger to this internal border town?
Well, the threat comes from the outside, the external sense objects.
Sights, sounds, smells.
Tastes, physical sensations, even thoughts that are constantly, knocking at those sense doors.
Right.
And the commentary explains that if you grasp onto these things, if you latch onto them, they can actually harm or overwhelm your internal sense faculties. Your inner world gets overrun.
Okay. So the danger isn't just the sight or the sound itself, but how we react to it. Our clinging, getting swept away by it.
Exactly that. So the defense then is not grasping.
Okay.
By not grasping onto these external objects, your internal faculties are protected, they're strengthened. You stop harmful states from flooding in by keeping mindfulness actively present.
Diligently manning the gates.
Diligently manning the gates, staying aware. You maintain that guard at the doors of your senses. It's an active process.
That really clicks. Mindfulness keeps us from being sort of overrun by all the stuff coming at us through our senses. Now, that second part of the verse feels just as vital. Let not the moment pass you by.
Yes.
What is this moment that we absolutely shouldn't miss? Is it right now?
Well, yes and no. It's a crucial point, and the commentary is quite specific about it. The moment isn't just any old time. It's described as this precious, almost rare combination of favorable conditions.
Like a window of opportunity.
Exactly, a unique window for spiritual practice and development, an opportunity that, isn't always around.
Okay, so what makes up this special moment?
The commentary lists a few key things. First, it includes the time when a Buddha has actually appeared and taught, meaning the teaching itself is available in the world.
Right.
It also includes being born in a suitable place, somewhere you can actually access and understand that teaching.
Okay, that makes sense. Location matters.
It does. Then it includes gaining right understanding or right view, having that correct perspective on reality that the teaching points to.
Got it.
And finally, crucially, it includes the moment when your sixth sense faculties are unimpaired.
Meaning you're healthy enough physically and mentally.
Yes. With functional senses and a mind that can actually engage with the practice, you need the basic equipment to be working.
Okay, wow. So the moment is this incredibly fortunate alignment of things.
Yeah.
The teaching exists, you can get to it, you have the right perspective, and you actually have the physical and mental capacity to practice it right now.
That's it. All of that together, the commentary says, that's the moment. It's this window, this rare chance. And the Buddha's instruction is really urgent here. Don't let this window close without using it. Don't let that precious moment just pass you by.
And the consequence, if you do let it pass, sounds quite severe in the verse. For those who have missed the moment, grieve, consigned to hell. What does the source really imply there? Is it literal hellfire?
Well, the commentary explains that those who let this amazing opportunity slip away are described as sorrowing, as grieving, and being consigned to hell here. It means being born into states of suffering and experiencing that sorrow there.
So if we connect this back to the main teaching, maybe it's not just like a punishment, but more the natural result. The suffering that comes from not developing that inner protection when you had the chance.
I think that's a very helpful way to see it, yes. It's about the suffering that results from failing to use these opportune conditions. If you don't use the moment to cultivate mindfulness, to guard your inner world, you just remain vulnerable. Vulnerable to harmful states, driven by grasping, by reactivity. So the hell here could represent that ongoing suffering, the sorrow that naturally flows from being undefended internally.
So missing the moment isn't just an oversight.
No.
It's basically failing to build the shelter you need against future difficulty, against future pain.
That captures it well. It's failing to build that protection.
Okay, that puts it into perspective. So what happened to those monks, the ones who heard this teaching directly from the Buddha?
Well, the source tells us that at the very end of this discourse, these monks, they felt a profound sense of urgency. Saivega is the term, I believe.
Urgency.
Yes, based on what they just heard. And because they really took the teaching to heart, and presumably put it into practice right away,
Yeah.
they became established in arahantship. They reached liberation.
Wow. Just from understanding this analogy of the border town, the importance of the moment, that's a profound outcome.
It really is. It highlights just how transformative these insights can be when you truly absorb them and, crucially, act on them.
So let's try and pull this together for everyone listening. This deep dive, it really unearths this ancient, urgent call to action, doesn't it?
It does.
Urging us towards, like, proactive self-protection. And it gives us this amazing framework, using mindfulness as the key tool, the guard, to protect our inner world from all this stuff, sometimes harmful stuff, coming at us from outside.
And maybe the most urgent part is hammering home that the opportunity we have right now, having access to teachings like this, having the capacity to understand and practice them, that itself is rare and precious.
That is the moment.
That is the moment. And we just can't afford to let it pass us by if we want to build those internal defenses and ultimately avoid future suffering.
Yeah. Considering this idea of mindfulness as the guard at the gates of our senses, it makes you wonder, in our modern world with the constant phone notifications, the endless streams of information, social media, all the demands on our attention, what are the modern-day robbers trying to sneak into our internal world?
Good question.
And thinking about our own border town, our mind, our senses, how diligently are we really manning those defenses? Are we letting the moment slip by?
Yeah.
Definitely something worth reflecting on.